Getting healthy has never been easier with a membership at Cedar Valley Sportsplex. Offering 80 free classes a week at all skill levels, there's always new and fun opportunities to grow. You never have to miss out on your favorites with our state-of-the-art facilities, featuring great exercise equipment, a track and field, pool, and 2 regulation gyms. So whether your game is football or pickleball, let the Cedar Valley Sportsplex turn your routine into something amazing.
Hi, Morgan. Good morning.
Good morning. So today I have Becky and Endya with me. Becky, if you want to say hi.
Hi.
And Endya.
Hi.
Just to kind of get their voices in your head. And so I kind of just wanted to start off by talking about what you guys do at Waterloo. So Becky, what do you do at the Waterloo Public Library?
I am the circulation and marketing assistant, so that means I wear a couple of hats. On the first floor of the library, I help people find books and check out items. And then I also do marketing for the library. I help maintain our website and our social media accounts, so that keeps me pretty busy.
Yep, I'm sure. And Endya?
My title will be more of a technical assistant here at the library. I've been here about 12 years and have had multiple hats, but my last right now is a technical assistant. That basically allows me to assist people with a lot of technical questions that they have. In addition to that, I do a lot of programming here at the library. I'm also helping reference a lot, answering questions with customers and patrons and things of that nature. So, I think everybody here at the library wears multiple hats, though we have maybe one title, but we do all the other assigned duties many times here at the library. So, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I've learned it's really hard to kind of explain what my job is at the library.
Yes.
In a sentence or two. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of just wanted to ask you kind of how you each came to work in the libraries. I find that that's always an interesting story. So Becky.
Yeah, so I've been with the library for about 10 years. I graduated from the University of Northern Iowa with a degree in teaching back in December 2008. So that was right around the Great Recession. I ended up applying to the library because I knew a couple of people that worked here, and it was a really great place to work. And I was lucky to be selected among 150 candidates to actually fill a part-time position. This was October 2009. I did find that I really enjoyed the work here, and I decided to stay. Mm-hmm. So 10 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's crazy that many people were applying to the library.
No.
Fantastic, though. She's been a great asset, I just want to say. I've been blessed to be able to work with Becky and learn from her, so she's been wonderful. As far as my journey here at the library, I've worked here for about 12 years. Coming on 13 pretty soon, and my journey was more, I came from, like Becky, I have more of a teaching background. Actually was working at East High as a coordinator for jobs, and so I was pregnant and I had my youngest, and so my mom was like, you should apply for this part-time position. I was like, I don't really want to. She goes, but it's like literally down the street from your house. You can walk to your job. And I was like, good point. I can't walk to my job. So I did apply, and I still walk to my job to this when it's nice out. So it was more about convenience at the time more than anything. I really didn't know what to expect. You usually sometimes first a patron, and then you become an employee at the place that you work, and that kind of was my case. So it's been great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's really, I always find it interesting how much happenstance goes into people ending up either in libraries, or I've talked to other people and I like asking that question.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we are here to talk about the Hive. So for anybody who is like, what's the Hive? It's like our makerspace. We have a bunch of crafty and practical stuff in there as well. And it turns 4 in April. So you both lead several classes in the Hive. So I wanted to kind of have you guys touch on what the Hive is. You guys were all here when it was open, so kind of talk about that experience too and what led to the creation of it.
Fantastic.
I feel like I threw a bunch of questions at you. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So the Hive is the library's makerspace, like you talked about. So what is a makerspace? Some people might not know what that is. Basically, it's a room where we have tools and equipment that we make available for people to come and craft, design, convert items from analog to digital, make projects. What's really nice about it is that you have a space where you might not have that space at home or the time or the money to manage it or take care of it. But here we offer it. And so we have a number of things that you can do in there. We have quilting and sewing machines, a very large work table, the Cricut Explorer Air and the Cricut Maker, VHS to DVD converter, a slide and photo converter, an LP to digital converter. And since we opened in 2016, we've had hundreds of people become certified makers. Those are people that have taken a quiz and then got a certificate that allows them to gain key access to the space and go and use it anytime the library is open. And then we also do have people that reserve the space for their small gatherings where they do crafting or sewing days or even service projects days that we've had people do. And then, of course, we have staff-led and volunteer-led workshops that we work on. Endya, do you want to talk about what the kind of classes that you do in there?
Sure, absolutely. So my background is more technical. So, as Becky mentioned, we have the VHS DVD converter. We also have the record player where you can take your old records and transfer them to CD or onto a file, flash drive or something like that. And then we also have our slide converter, which is pretty popular, which is even better because we also have the machine to be able to be used in the space, but you can check that out option also. So we do have workshops, but what the beauty of it, there's not always a staff person available, but we do have manuals that go along with each device at each station. So, if there's not a staff person in there, there's colorful visuals. I'm all about visuals, but they are made available for anybody to be able to sit down and walk you through each station, especially on the tech side of how to use the equipment. So I know we do have some upcoming dates that, will be offered for the VHS DVD converter. That has been a very popular station, and it's usually you sit in real time as far as converting your VHS tape to DVD or onto a file. And it's been a wonderful experience to watch individuals to be able to watch their tapes of their children grow up playing basketball or seeing grandparents that, maybe no longer living. They were able to, see them on tape and then transfer them so they can share with family members. So it's been wonderful to have their equipment and have access to it free at the library. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat, the technical side and the crafting side that we had in the Hive. And the one other thing that I love, and I was really surprised at how popular it was just the use of table space.
Correct.
The fact that you don't necessarily have this huge table to lay this thing out on, and you can come in and just use it, and it's fine. So I think that's really.
A lot of people I've heard have downsized, and that has been the word that I've heard a lot in the last 4 years. People have downsized. They don't have a lot of space. They don't know where to, they don't want to have that anymore. They don't want to have a huge table. They don't want to have all this fabric. And so, it's nice to be able to go somewhere and not feel committed to this stuff anymore. Someone else is taking care of it, and so, that's been one beauty of having the makerspace. People are able to come and not feel like, I don't have to have the Cricut or maintain it. I can do it here and walk away. So it's been great.
Yeah. So, and then you do our cricket classes.
Yes. So people might not know what a cricket is.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a die cut machine, and we have access to the Cricut Access program, which will allow you to make ready-to-make projects. So these can include fabric, cardstock, faux leather, iron-on vinyl, many more materials of your choice, and they come with searchable themes. So you could look it up like birthdays, graduation projects, animals, special interests like shoes, cats, dogs, cowboys, pretty much anything, you name it, it's in there. And then it has over 100,000 searchable images for you to import. So you have 400 fonts to use, and then hundreds of ready-to-make projects. There's always something really cool to make. And then additionally, the Cricut has design software, so you can make your own stuff in there. You can also import images and convert those into things that you can cut out. So it's really awesome. What it does allow you to do is make custom t-shirts, cards, canvas pillowcases, monograms, wall decals, like wood signs. You can do all kinds of stuff for home decor. You see people do those wall decals. It's all there at your fingertips, and it's really just your patience for crafting and your imagination that drives it. But we have seen a lot of people come in and use those machines. They're very exciting. They are about $200 on the low end to $350 for the Cricut Maker. Now that's just for the machine itself. So you talk about adding the cutting mats and then the different blades that are optionally available. It can be pretty steep for people to do that. So the fact that we provide them for free along with the subscription to the Cricut Access is a big deal for a lot of people. And we have had a number of people come in and use that, and they really like it. I just had someone that made a memorial item for her father, custom made with it, his date of birth and death, and she said it was such a hit with her family. But that's the kind of thing that you can do in there. So it's really been a great space for that. And I do teach workshops every month on that equipment, and I do welcome people to come.
Yeah, and it seems overwhelming because I'm definitely someone who's like, I've never touched a Cricut, but like, what is a Cricut machine? Like, that's a bug. But it's interesting because you can find a lot of information, on the internet if you feel like you can do it, or we are here to help, and help you kind of figure out how to use it. But I think it's really a good thing to offer people, so that they don't have to keep it in their home, so that they can make these personalized things. So I just wanted to touch, be it in the Hive or not, the library, as we have talked about, offers so many things, and covers such a wide variety of topics. Is there something that the library offers that you wish more people knew about, be it in the Hive or outside the Hive? Or
Oh, great question. We have a variety of things, Becky. What do you think?
What do I think? Everybody knows that we have books, but we do have a lot of really good ones. We're always adding books to our collection, and if you want like the latest, book that just came out, we have it. Like I just read Jessica Simpson's memoir, which, that's kind of silly, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I got a lot of the behind the scenes of like what she went through when she was, a pop star. And, that was really easy. I just placed a hold and boom, it was right there for me. So the books. And then, of course, I like the movies too, because everything that's new release to DVD or Blu-ray, we get it. So I place a hold on it, and then all of a sudden I get the notification and it's mine, and I just go take it home and enjoy it. So I really love that. And, the fact that it's free and that I'm always going to be here. It's so easy.
Yeah. No, I love the movies. My husband's always like, oh, we can rent it from Amazon. I'm like, I'm not paying $2 for that when I can check it out from the library.
That's right.
Absolutely. I will say the other free part that I really like, love our ebooks and audio. I am a huge fan of Libby, and I have a crew of people behind me, like my whole family. Yep. If you're traveling, you need to get an audiobook, you need to get an ebook. Download it onto your phone, your tablets. I love them. That is so simple. And, we do encourage people to come to the library because we do want to see your face. However, that is one way that you don't ever really have to step into the library, get a library card, and you can download a lot of books onto your device and just have them available. And the cool thing is you don't have to return it. It really just happens. It leaves after 2 weeks and you can get another one. So I am a huge advocate of the and audio books. Even the magazines, like we get the latest of magazines and you can have those available to your tablet and phone. And again, we love to see you. However, life gets busy and sometimes you just want to be able to have it on the go. Yeah. And so to be able to have that option is a big seller for me.
Yeah. Well, and I love, you finish a book at 2 a.m. or something and you want that next one and you can get it right then and there.
100%.
I've loved our ebook collection and Overdrive. It's something that I do love too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that those are great features. I think that people forget everything the library offers and forgets the basics too.
Yeah.
But I know that our movies are really popular as well, and there are movies on Hoopla as well.
Absolutely, Hoopla.
You can get. So I will link to our catalog and then to our digital devices in the podcast description, as well as I know you touched on how to become a maker in the Hive, or a certified maker, which I will link to instructions on that in the podcast description. But if you just go to our website and click on the Hive, it does walk you through that process. It's really easy. You just need to make sure that you print off your certificate once you get it and bring that in with your library card, and then we can get you all set up. So kind of finishing up, I know we started talking about books, but is there a book that you guys have been reading or have read recently that you would suggest or recommend?
I know I just finished the Hey Kiddo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's actually a graphic novel, but I actually listened to it first on, yes. And my daughter was like, why are you listening to that? Because she actually read it first. And I go, well, the graphic novel's been checked out for several weeks now because it is very popular. Very interesting. It's definitely a different perspective. It's more of a teen, but it's really a great book. I would definitely recommend it. It gives the perspective of a kid who has a lot of struggles as a kid growing up without his mom or his dad, and the use of alcohol and things of that nature. But it's definitely a great book. And it's, this author's real life as a kid and how he become a illustrator and his story. And so really great. And it did win the national award, I guess, also. Yeah. So very popular. But I did listen to it first, and I still haven't actually read or seen the graphic novel, but highly recommended. I really like it.
It made me cry.
Yeah.
Aww. I read that a while. It did make me cry when I read it.
Yeah.
So,
it's emotional. Yeah. Good book.
Becky?
So I actually wrote down mine, so I wouldn't forget. It's called Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. It's actually a couple of years old, and I read it last year, I think at the beginning of the year. It's about the movement for minimalism and just acquiring fewer things and saying goodbye to things, as the title says. I did find that he was a little extreme, and he only had a mat inside of his apartment and really nothing else. So I wouldn't go quite that far, but
if I remember, he had 6 white shirts, and that was it.
Yeah. So I just like the idea that minimalism is kind of pushing, which is life isn't about possessions, it's about people and connecting. So it's kind of helped me purge some of the things in my house that I no longer needed, but then also realize that, there's a lot of consumerism, and, advertising directed at us. And sometimes you really don't need things. And it really is just more about experiences and making memories with people. So I really enjoyed that book. And that's just one of those things that came along in the bin that people had returned. And that's one of the things I really like about working here is I'll see items like that come through, and then, or if I read an item like this, I can read another one that's also going to reinforce the idea a little while later. It's nice to come back to. So
absolutely, that's the part that I have to say I do miss about working in circulation, because you see all the items. There's we have thousands of books, but to know that something that will come across like, maybe I might try that. You get to see it come through, you know, what everybody else has checked out, or a movie you're like, I saw that. Was it good? You can talk to the patrons about the books, or, you know, what their thoughts were. So that's the part I do miss in circulation. So
yeah. And I do love that, because it's so hard, especially if you're not in the book world, to like break through top titles, top, you know, 10 whatever. And so I often tell people, like, I love how our library is set up, where you have like recently returned shelves, so you can always go check that out and see what people have returned, and maybe find something different, because it can be overwhelming just to like just go find something new on the shelf.
Right.
So but I did pick up that book, Goodbye Things, at one point in January for our minimalism collection, and found it really. I found myself like just sitting there like flipping through, like, oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll link to both those books in the podcast description as well. I swear with every episode our podcast description just gets longer and longer. But yeah, is there anything else that you would like to share about the library?
It's great. Come in and see us.
I agree.
It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you,
Morgan.
Morgan.
Appreciate it.